What up, YouTube? You're in the den with Aaron EBM. I appreciate you coming by the channel today. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to be here with me, and you know I'm always appreciative. So I have some good stuff for you today. For some, it might not be so good. It might be a little triggering. So before we get into it, I'm just going to give you a trigger warning. That way you can't say I didn't warn you. Now, I don't see a whole lot of content creators going over what I'm going to go over today besides Mr. Palmer. So shout out to Mr. Palmer. If you haven't been by his channel, I'll go ahead and drop it in the description bar so you can go ahead and stop by. Tell him I sent you. One Midwest brother looking out for another. So today's video is going to be on the toxic relationship between exes. A lot of people go through that in this country. As a matter of fact, most relationships in the United States do not work out. I believe 90% do not work out, and you end up with broken homes and blended families and so on and so forth. People can have, you know, successful co-parenting relationships, but more often than not, you have the toxic situations where, you know, the exes, both the men and women, are either arguing all the time or, you know, can't have cordial meetings without some kind of mediator or police or sheriffs involved. If you remember, there was a video out of this brother that wanted to get his kid early in the morning around, I think 6 a.m. or so, and then the new boyfriend stepped in and an altercation almost broke out and somebody had a gun, and it could have been real bad. In this situation, you're going to see when stuff really goes bad. So I'm not going to hold you any longer. Let's get right into it so we can talk about it. So just to add a little context, the man down in the teal shirt and the woman to your right are exes. You know, they have a son together, and she is at the new guy's house. So he's looking for his kid. He can't find him. Like he said, he's supposed to pick him up at 3:30, and she's in violation of the order. So he's frustrated, as most men would be, but you know, but he wants his son. So most men would do this.
Up at 6, I'm going to have the cops. I've already got the cops on the way to your mom's house. Because that's probably where he is. It's not when I'm done working. I get him at 3:15. I get him at 3:15. I don't care if you wanted to see him or not. I get him at 3:15. If you want to see him, you see him up until 3:15. You keep trying to keep my son from me, I'm fixing to drag you and Anne-Marie and everybody else into court. I'm subpoenaing your mom. I'm subpoenaing Anne-Marie. This is on video. I'm very I am. Leave!
All right, before the altercation happens, before they get into the altercation, this is the exact example of what you call a baby mama terrorist. It seems like allegedly, I don't have all the information, but they're playing games. Obviously, they won't give him his son, and he's mad about it. He's pissed off about it, and he wants his son. So out comes the new boyfriend that's about to get into his face, you know, white knight for his girlfriend, and take it to a whole nother level.
Do it right. You gotta fucking use it, motherfucker. Good God damn it, I'll take it from you and fucking use it.
Call the police. Call 911.
My son.
Call 911. Call 911. Call 911.
Now, the father of the child in the teal shirt did die. He did pass away. And what you didn't see in the video is the guy that shot him told them that they weren't supposed to be here, and whatever happened, happened. They were trespassing on his property, and from what you've seen, from what I showed you, the man is shot and killed. Now, when I first watched the video, my mind went straight to Kyle Rittenhouse and the situation that he was in down in Kenosha, Wisconsin. You know, ultimately, he got off for self-defense, you know, killed the men that was trying to harm him. So if this goes to court, which it probably will, I would think that he would go for the same plea because, number one, he was on his property and he shouldn't have been on his property. When a person tells you leave, it's trespassing. Now, I don't like it, but it is what it is. In both situations, I probably, you know, not so much this situation because I'm smarter than that. I wouldn't have did that. But in the Kyle Rittenhouse situation, I said to myself, you know, I might have did the same thing, but I'm not going to get into that. So this is mainly for the guys. The guy, look, if you're in this situation like this, do not, I repeat, do not let these women get you into a state of mind that where you can't control yourself. You're so upset that you forget what you're doing and you just all out go to a place that and do things that you can't come back from, because he very well could end up in prison for what he did. It's all up to the jury. It's all up to the jurors if this goes to trial, and they could very well say that once he walked back in the house, as you seen on the video, there should have been no reason for him to come back out. You know, if he was in that much danger, if he was somebody that was on his land that was trespassing, he could have called the police and very well got him escorted off of his property. But no, he took it into his own hands and did this. Call the police, call the deputies before you get there. If you have a court order, you have a court order. That's what it is. I know it gets you upset, but I'd rather you be upset and have some backup than to be upset and you lose your life. For the guys, the other guys on the other side of this, if you're dating a lady that has a past relationship with a man and they have some kind of custody agreement, if the lady that you are with is not immediate danger, do not insert yourself into that thing, into this conversation. If they are arguing, if they're getting into it, whatever you want to call it, let them have it. You try to call somebody else to break it up, call the police, whatever you got to do to make it stop, to de-escalate the situation. You do that. All too often do we see men try to insert their dominant in a situation that they really don't need to be in. Ultimately turns into the old saying, stoppable force meets the immovable object. There's nothing that a good father won't do for his kid, and if he's put in a situation where he feels like he has to do something unthinkable, he's going to do it. That's why you seen him get upset. That's why you seen him grab a gun, a loaded gun, then try to take it from a man that could very well kill him. This is a kid, a child you're talking about, your seed. So you're ultimately going to do anything you can to make sure that you get your son and have your son like you're supposed to have him. Guys, don't get into situations like this. Both sides. Don't insert yourself trying to be the macho man, trying to fight for this woman's honor, and you see she's on the sideline not even saying anything. You should do the same thing. If you're seeing her on the sideline not saying anything and you're just being calm and texting on the phone, this should automatically tell you that you're not needed. This is all around. This is messed up and it's sad, and there's nothing that we can do for this guy that this happened to, but what we can do is try to educate. You vet with your woman before you even procreate with her, so you can limit the chance of this stuff happening. But if you do get to this point, don't engage the woman without some kind of mediation. You know if she's in violation of a court order that you have, so there's no reason for you to go be Walker Texas Ranger and go down there by yourself and end up laid out on the porch. It's crazy. That's a part of being stoic. That's a part of knowing yourself and knowing your enemy. Like I said before, that's a part of being a man, is knowing when to shut up, knowing when to be smart about what you're doing to stop yourself from ending up in bad situations. This whole thing was crazy, but it was avoidable. The whole thing was avoidable. I hope this is a learning lesson for people that's going through this thing, because I know a lot of men out there are going through similar things. The mother of the child. You hear it all too often. Like I said, go to Mr. Palmer's channel. Go to Mr. Palmer's channel. Listen in. See what other men are going through. It's not just a black thing. It's not just a white thing. It's a man thing. The system is set up to make sure that the woman is on top. There are contingencies to make sure that the women are okay. The women are taken care of. And the more you do, the more stuff that they get on record of you doing, the more they can use against you. But if you're intelligent about what you're doing, you have a control of your emotions, you can very well set everything up to where you're okay. You just can't deal with them by yourself. I hope you get something out of this. Stay safe. If you're dealing with these baby mamas, get in the comment section and let me know how you feel. Let me know what's going on. And there's always resources out there to help you out. Until next time, guys, I'm gonna let that be it. Peace.